Hello there, welcome to the Perfume Experience. Welcome back to another video. So thank you so much for the support that you have given me on the previous video, which was the 6 Middle Eastern fragrances, hidden gems kind of a video, right? And a few of you had commented there that you would want to see a similar video for Indian houses, and I thought what a great opportunity this is to showcase some lovely Indian fragrances, which are real hidden gems. And I've kind of gone for a theme which is like a dark type of fragrance. So not necessarily they are refreshingly good kind of fragrances. They have a little bit of a darker tone to them, and I kind of enjoy these kind of fragrances. So let's get into the video and stick around till the very end, because there will be 8 fragrances plus one bonus fragrance as well. So you're watching the Perfume Experience. My name is Rodney. Let's get going right after this intro. All right, so welcome back, and the first fragrance that I would want to kind of talk to you about today is from the house of Scent-Rix, and I actually experienced the fragrance in the Riyadh airport last year when I was there, and I'm talking about Hugo Boss Elixir. Now, Hugo Boss Elixir is a very, very beautiful fragrance. It's got this incensey, frankincense type of a vibe with a little bit of citrusy, and a lovely fragrance note with a woody vibe to it, ambery, spicy. Yet at the same time, it's very dark, mysterious type of a fragrance, right? And I was looking for a very good alternate for it because it's just at release and it's a little not very expensive, but it's reasonably priced, and I was looking for a good alternate from it. And Scent-Rix has launched this. This is called the Call of the Wild 3.0. Now, this is rightly named as Call of the Wild 3.0 as well, and I'll come to that because this is a very beautiful fragrance. And just look at the artwork on this one. It's really, really nice. It's that nice eagle owl kind of a thing. It's a midnight thing, very, very beautiful fragrance. And this smells really, really nice. It's got that nice opening of frankincense, and it's got a little bit of that citrusy, woody kind of an element. Now, this particular fragrance has got labdanum, it's got patchouli, it's got vetiver, and it's also got cedar. So it's got cardamom at the top. The frankincense and the cardamom coming together gives you a very, very beautiful, dark, mysterious type of a fragrance. It's got that little bit of sweetness because of cardamom, and the woody vibe is like very smooth, very, very beautiful. And the thing that I like is why I consider it a gem, because this is very close to the way the OG is. So if you kind of like Hugo Boss Elixir and you are looking for a good replacement for it, you should consider this. Now, this is also one of the reasons why it's also called Call of the Wild 3.0 is Call of the Wild 2.0 is, I think, the Dear Sauvage Elixir. Now, the Elixir line, even Dear Sauvage Elixir, is a very mysterious, dark kind of a scent, and this is exactly the type. So if you kind of like that scent, you will definitely like this one, because this has got a little bit of sweetness, whereas I feel that does not have that sweetness. It's more ambery, more spicy. This is beautifully done from SK, and if you're looking for a very good alternate of Hugo Boss Elixir, consider this. The performance is fab on this. You put on a couple of sprays, it projects for about more than 3 feet plus. It lasts on my skin and apparel for more than 6 hours plus. So performance wise, not a problem. It's that beautiful, dark, dense, mysterious type of a fragrance that you're looking for, especially in the evening wear types. Consider getting Call of the Wild 3.0, the alternate of Hugo Boss Elixir. All right, so fab fragrance, right? Very nice fragrances. And taking on the similar lines of dark, I'm going for a fresh fragrance, and this is a dark type of a fresh fragrance. Now, what do I mean by a dark type of a fresh fragrance? Now, typically, if I were to say, fresh fragrances kind of are in 3 categories. Very versatile, very universally liked by people, okay, which is sweet, mass appealing ones. And then there is the slightly different one, which are citrusy, refreshing, but they are not necessarily mass pleasing ones. They are kind of okay, they sit somewhere in between. And then there is the other type of fresh fragrances which have got spicy elements, which have got elements that make it very different, very how do I say, not something that you would want to wear every day, but they're still in the fresh kind of fragrances. And one such fragrance is from the house of Zoologist. This is an alt of the Maki from the house of Muzna. So this is created by Muzna. This is, I think, a 50 ml bottle that I've had for about a year plus, and I kind of don't reach out for it so much because it's a fragrance. It's very different, and it's very it's not something that you would kind of get compliments by. But if you're looking for something very different, you can wear this, because this is got a lot of spicy elements. Okay, so this has got if I'm not wrong, it's got galbanum, and galbanum has got that spicy element, which has got that bittersweet kind of an element that makes it very different. It's got a lot of aromatic vibes as well. Now this particular fragrance has actually got some good fruity notes. It's got some apple at the top. It's got some a little bit of a jasmine kind of a hint. It's got tea. It's got galbanum, like I said. It's got olibanum. It's got rosewood. It's got oud. It's got musk. So it's got a lot of things going. But predominantly what you kind of get is a spicy, aromatic, a citrusy kind of a fragrance, which is very different, and it's got that unique, very unique appeal. And the best part about this is it's got crazy performance. Okay, you need to be careful with how many sprays you do. You do about 4 or 5 sprays, it will project more than 3 feet plus, last for a whole day, 7-8 hours easily. And one thing about Muzna fragrances that I've realized is that they tend to last really long, get really better over time. So you should kind of get their fragrances and let them sit for a long time. They will definitely do very good. And this is one of that kind of a fragrance, and I have wanted to feature this in a lot of summer fragrances list as such, but then I was not too sure if you will like it, because this is, like I said, this is a fragrance that needs a bit of liking. It's sweet. It's not technically sweet, but then it's got a sweet type of a fruity vibe to it, but it's got that green herbaceous thing going on. So there is one side, there is olibanum that gives that a little bit of the resinous pine kind of an effect, but on the other side there is tea, and there is also galbanum that gives that spicy type of a vibe. Overall I feel it's a very beautiful, aromatic, kind of spicy kind of a fresh fragrance. It's got a very dark, mysterious touch to it. Like I said, there are fresh fragrances that are unique, which is very much like, then there are average fresh fragrances, then on the other side there are fragrances like this which are totally unique. Because of musk, because of rosewood, it's got that little bit of that floral hint coming to it, but it's mostly a very citrusy, spicy kind of fragrance. If you like Synthetic Jungle from Frederic Malle as a fragrance, then you're most likely to like this kind of fragrance as well. But otherwise, tread carefully, get a sample of it, and then do a full bottle. Next, a fragrance from the house of Mavin Perfumery. This is called Fabulous, and this is an alternate. Let me come to that. Before that, this is a fragrance that's got a very different thing going on. It's got lavender, it's got clair sage, which has got that spicy element, but it's got orris butter, it's got leather, it's got vanilla, it's got tonka beans, a lot of things going on. And this is a fragrance that smells very different. It's got a very unique element to it, and this is an alternate of Tom Ford's Effing Fabulous. Okay, so it's a very different kind of a scent, and I feel this is kind of a hidden gem kind of a thing, because not a lot of people talk about it. It's a good winter scent, but then it's got a very mysterious dark tone to it, in the sense of, because of the leather, because of lavender. When you think about aromatic, then you have animalic leather, then you have a lot of other elements which gives it that mysterious feel, right? So it's a fragrance that smells very nice. It's got cashmerean, it's got tonka beans, so it's got that coffee kind of a vibe as well. So this particular fragrance in the dry down becomes like a coffee type of a vibe. It's got that nice vanilla thing going as well. Smells very nice. It's a lovely leather fragrance. If I would say that, in case you're looking for something very unique type of a leather fragrance, then this is definitely something to consider. And of course, this has got another element, which is the bitter almond element, and that's what gives it a very creamy touch. Now the bitter almond is a note that you would experience in fragrances like Guerlain's Ideal Home and all of that, because they are punchy fragrances, but that bitter almond gives that a unique twist. So think about a leather fragrance that does that. So that's what makes this a very unique fragrance, because it's got a good scent profile. It projects very well as well, 2.5 to 3 feet. It does lasts easily about 5 to 6 hours, and something unique if you want to wear for a party, something we want to try and get compliments from as a leather fragrance, you can definitely consider this. I kind of enjoy this one in the evenings. This is a nice one to consider, because it's got a very unique element of lavender, orris butter, and then leather, and all of that makes it a very interesting take. So you can consider this. This is Mavin Perfumery's Effing Fabulous. Alright, number 4, continuing with fragrances that have got lavender, but they've got twists. So lavender and brandy coming together, and along with immortal as a flower note, which is got, or which will remind you like tobacco and honey. Then a whole lot of other elements coming together to give you a beautiful powdery, dry, tonka beans type of a vibe, but with a lot of orange. Now orange, brandy, lavender, it's a very unique combination, and I'm talking about alternate of Amouage Sunshine Man. Now Sunshine Man Man is basically a boozy kind of a fragrance with a little bit of citrusy, gourmand type of a vibe, powdery. I kind of like that mysterious, dark, powdery type of a fragrance, which gives that beautiful concussion. It's got that mysterious touch to it, and it kind of makes you feel very elegant because of the woody notes in it. Now, the fragrance also has got juniper berries, it's got a little bit of vanilla going on, it's got a lot of tonka beans happening, and I'm talking about from the house of aroma artisans called as Orange Brandy. Now, this is in my opinion, a very, very beautiful, delicious kind of a smelling kind of a fragrance. It's not typically a gourmand type of fragrance, but it's more of a fragrance that's got a lot of talcum powdery type of a vibe, because like I said, it's got lavender right at the top, but then it's also got orange, it's also got bergamot, it's got tonka beans, vanilla. Then in the middle you have this immortal, and then which gives you that tobacco, honey type of a vibe as well. So on the whole, it feels very nice, very creamy, very satisfying, very something that will get you compliments if you go in for a party, date nights, close encounters. Very, very nice. It's a definite hidden gem, and I'm glad that I got this as a 50 ml, because this is really nice in its scent profile. It's got a loud projection going on, it's got something very unique, and I kind of like fragrances that have got some unique element to it. So if you're looking for something which has got a boozy lavender vibe to it, along with a little bit of that nice tonka beans and spicy element, you can consider getting something like this. Very nice, from the house of aroma artisans called as Orange Brandy, an alternate of Amwaj Sunshine Man. Hey, so next let's talk about a fragrance that I got from the house of Scent-Rix, and this is one of my favorite fragrances. I kind of tried the sample first, and then I was absolutely blown away by this. This is a fab fragrance. It's a fragrance that's got a lot of frankincense, it's got benzoin, it's got amber, then of course it's got honey, okay, but then it's also got some amount of cumin, it's got some rose, it's got ylang ylang. So when you think about it like this, it's a fragrance that's got a lot of dark, mysterious thing going on, with a lot of smoky elements to it. It's got a lot of powdery elements to it as well. So the fragrance I'm talking about is called Midnight Soya from the house of Scent-Rix, like I said. And just look at the color of the juice. This is an alternate of MFK's Absolute Soya. Okay, now it's a fantastic fragrance if you like dark talcum type of a fragrance that has got that beautiful mysterious vibe that you would want. It's a fragrance that's got like that element of sweetness of honey, but then along with that it's got smoky elements like benzoin and amber coming together, frankincense coming together, then a lot of cedar notes coming together. But then you also have a little bit of rose playing in the background somewhere. It's a whole level of concussion, and that Scent-Rix fragrances change notes a lot. So in the dry down you kind of get a lot of woody, vanilla type of cedar type of a vibe, but the frankincense element keeps going. This is one of those fragrances that I reach out to a lot, where especially in the evenings, if I have to just wear something that I want loud, that I want very calming, it's very approachable, it's very beautiful in its scent profile, and you don't have to think much. I simply go for this. So if I've used a little bit of juice like this, that means I've kind of used a fragrance a few times, because I kind of with the number of fragrances that you have, you don't tend to reach out to a lot of them. So something that you use quite frequently is one of these. It's a lovely scent, it's got good performance, projects for more than 3 feet plus, lasts for me at least 6-7 hours, which I think is very good. And in the on your clothes it's there the next day also, like in the dry down you kind of get the woody powdery vibe, but otherwise still a fab fragrance to consider. This is Midnight Soya from the house of Scent-Rix. I do have more fragrances coming from them, like the DS and Durga Burning Barbershop, and Fire of God. All of these coming as well. Kind of will tell you about those fragrances when I kind of get them. Next, let's look at a fragrance from the house of Al Maham called as Conqueror, which is basically the alternate of Alexandria 2. Okay, now Alexandria 2, if you know, as a fragrance is your rose oud combo, but done a little differently. But it's got that whole thing going about a powdery, dark, mysterious tone to it. It's one of those fragrances that you will get you compliments like crazy, because it's one of those lovely date night scents that you can think about, and it's a very well done alternate from the house of Al Maham. Okay, now let me tell you about the notes of this particular fragrance. From a note point of view, this is a fragrance that's got a lot of woody elements to it. It's got cedar wood, it's got rosewood, it's got sandalwood, it's got oud. Then of course you have some floral elements like lily of the valley. It's got some rose, like I said, because it's in a way it's a rose wood combo, and then also it's got musk as well. So I feel it's a very lovely fragrance. It's got that sweet nature to it. It's a little powdery as well, but it kind of performs really well if you like fragrances that have got this dark mysterious tone because of the oud and the sandalwood, cedar, all of the woody elements along with a little bit of a rose. Now, aside to this, there's also lavender, there's also apple as well, which gives that a little bit of that fruity thing, but I think those are very minimal. What you kind of predominantly get is a very nice opening of rose with a lot of woody elements. So Alexandria, there are I think 3, and I think 2 is the most popular of all. And if you're looking for a very nice alternate of a lovely woody kind of a fragrance, which is well suited for winters and colder times, evenings, it's a very well suited fragrance. You can definitely consider getting this. Performance is top notch on this one. This is one of those long lasting fragrances on my skin. Does about 8 to 10 hours easily. It projects for about more than 3 feet plus. It's a fragrance that you can wear for special occasions, dates, and close encounters, that kind of thing. This is from the house of Maham called as Conqueror. Next, let's talk about a fragrance from one of my popular, favorite houses, you can say. I'm talking from the house of Asanudd. This is called Lux Oud, and this was, a creation by Christian Provenzano. And I think when you think about fragrances that have got dark, mysterious tone to it, this sits right up there because it's got honey, it's got a lemon that's going across along with a lot of other elements, but it's that bittersweet opening that you get on this particular fragrance where there's a thing like saffron that's happening, and along with honey, and then there is lemon. So it's a very beautiful type of a light opening with bittersweet elements. Then of course there's a lot of oud, there is pink pepper, spicy elements, geranium, all of these elements, along with a little bit of sandalwood as well. So it's a lovely concoction, and just look at the color of this particular fragrance. Again, this is very well suited when you think about dark, mysterious type of fragrances, which has got a lovely dry down of powdery, woody kind of a dry down. You will absolutely enjoy this particular fragrance. This is a special occasions fragrance. Again, you don't want to wear this just like that on a casual day. This is evening wear, for close encounters, for celebrations, something mysterious that you would want, something that's got a good appeal of amber. Okay, so in a way I would kind of like to say that this is an ambery goodness, because the amber, all of these notes of sandalwood, oud, along with the pink pepper, along with geranium, saffron, and of course lemon, gives it a very ambery type of a vibe, and it feels like really fantastic. This, like I said, is created by Christian Provenzano. So one other thing is it's very light in the air, smells very nice, a little on the expensive side, I would say 2,500, but I think even the Mahams are on the same price tag. But you will get something fabulous at that price point. You will enjoy this fragrance if you're looking for something in the evening, a nice comfortable type of a fragrance that you can wear for special occasions where you will get a lot of attraction, attention, and compliments. Get Lux Oud from the house of Asanudd. Next, let's talk about a fragrance which I have had for some time, and I've been wanting to do a dedicated review, and I think this is a good place to do it. I'm talking about from the house of Afia. This is called Damascus. Now, Damascus is a type of fragrance that you don't expect, and this is some for that complicated personality in you, which is a fragrance basically that opens with cardamom and clove, but then this has got tuberose in the heart and lily of the valley, along with a little bit of sandalwood, I think. And the tuberose is what makes this particular fragrance out of the world. It's a dense fragrance. I mean, I can't think about a fragrance that's so dense in its scent profile, so loud. You just need to do about 2 or 3 sprays of this, and it will project the whole place 4 feet plus of projection, I would say. Beast mode kind of a fragrance. But then it's got that floral hint of tuberose, which is the most dominant note in this particular fragrance. Although on the top there is clove and cardamom. Along with the cardamom, there is also mandarin orange. There is also a lot of vanilla that's happening in this particular fragrance. But it is that tuberose, lily of the valley, that is the vibe that you get, and something sensual about it, or the way it is, sophisticated type of a fragrance, I feel, and it's not spoken about much. So if you're looking for something that's very mysterious, it's got a good floral vibe, with a little bit of citrus vibe to it, and a lot of sandalwood, but you want something that you would enjoy like tuberose. Now, tuberose as a material or a note is like rose, but it's very dense. It's got a nice sweet, very beautiful kind of element, and you will enjoy wearing this. You should definitely consider getting this, and this is available in their trial sets. This is a 10 ml vial. You can definitely consider getting it from the website of Afia. All right, for the number 9, and that's the bonus one that I was talking about. So one of the fragrances that I tried at the Riyadh airport, other than the elixir, was also Montal's Tonka, Arabian Tonka, and this is a fab fragrance because it's supposed to have some beast mode projection. As such, it's a fragrance that opens with typical saffron, oud, a lot of rose, and then of course it's got tonka beans, but then it also has got a note of sugar cane, which makes it a very unique type of a dark, mysterious type of a fragrance for me. And it kind of feels like, because of the tonka beans going across, it feels like a coffee kind of a fragrance towards the later stages. At the opening, it smells very sweet, nice, with a lot of saffron in it, and later it moves to this tonka beans where it gives you that coffee type of a vibe with a lot of oud in it. And I found an alternate from the house of Yasmin Fragrances, and I would like to talk about that here. It's a lovely alt from that they have for Arabian Tonka, which is a beast mode kind of a fragrance, and again this one does very, very nicely. So it is like that, a little bit like that saffron rose oud combo that's going on, but because of that note of musk, because of sugar cane, because of that sweetness, and along with a little bit of that tonka beans, which gives that nice coffee type of a vibe, you will have a winning kind of a fragrance. And in the dry down, it literally smells like you are having a latte on you, some kind of a coffee fragrance with a good amount of vanilla on you. It smells really, really nice, performs really well, 5-6 hours easy, and projects for about more than 3 feet as well. So that's the bonus one that you should definitely consider, right? So all of these fragrances that we spoke about now are all type of dark, mysterious type of fragrances, be it Call of the Wild, which is basically Hugo Boss bottled elixir, Sunshine Man alternate from the house of Aroma Artisans, Conquer from Al Maham, Lux Oud from the house of Asan Oud. Fab fragrances when you think about all of them, whether it is Midnight Sawyer that you want to get like a powdery feel to it, or just a fresh fragrance that's so different, you can consider getting all of these. Or you want to go in for a very sensual tuberose fragrance from the house of Afia. All of these are fab fragrances to consider, or just a very different type of a leather fragrance from the house of Mavin Perfumery, right? So all of these are fragrances that you can definitely try, explore, and come back and let me know how do you like this particular list. So a lot of effort goes into creating this kind of a video, because you need to remember a lot of fragrances and their notes and scent profile and all of that. So if you like the content, definitely hit the like button, subscribe and share, and let me know what you would want to watch next. So I'll see you on another video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.